That team performance that we've just seen at Anfield, the fight, the genuine aggression, actual teamwork, that right there is a real Ruben Amorim team. Is it complete? Nowhere near. Is it perfect? Far from it. But it is an example to follow and build on. Absolutely, it is. And there's some big talking points I want to take forward from that game from Anfield. Let's go through them. You're damn right that I still want to speak about that Liverpool game. And I want to run through the 5 most important takeaways from that match, because it was performance of the season so far. Absolutely, especially versus expectations. But Ruben Amorim is angry after the game and has every right to be. Because what changed? Well, I'll speak about it in this video. You can let me know what you think in the comments. But number 1 on my list, of course, is the fact that the mindset is everything. And as United fans, we've known this for a long time. But hearing this from Lisandro Martinez after the game, it's bang on.
There have been some very poor performances this season. You wonder how you can go from that to this so quickly.
The mind.
I mean, it's not exactly groundbreaking news, all right? But what I saw in the post-match reaction from Martinez, from Diogo Dalot, saying that Ruben Amorim's comments about United being starved for leaders, Bruno Fernandes saying, look, it was a good result, but I'm upset because we're not doing that every week. I don't know whether the penny has dropped. That's what I'm really hoping after this Liverpool game. Because we've had good performances. Under Rangnick, we had good performances. Ten Hag, every single manager over the last 10 years, we've had moments, purple patches. But they've never been able to consistently take it forward. It is up there. It always has been up there. Not much changed between the setup. There were tactical tweaks, which I'll speak about. But it's up to these players to prepare themselves up there, because they've definitely got the right manager for it. And number 2 on my list is the fact that Amorim is angry, and he has every right to be. This is what he said after the game.
See it that it's not hard to do it. So we are always talking about the system. Is nothing about the system. It's the mentality in the way we face the competition, the way we face new ideas. Today we did a good performance, but I want to say to my players that I'm really, really mad today for the last games.
It was the most honest post-match interview I've seen from a United manager. The fact that he, despite the good result, came away with that sense that he was angry. And this is exactly... You know how United fans have wanted to have a manager where they can sort of maybe trust exactly what he's saying? Amorim's your man. We've all been pissed off. How can you put in that performance against Newcastle and a week later play like that against Liverpool? It's a choice. It is a decision by those players that they are ready to go all in against Liverpool, that they weren't quite ready to go all in against Newcastle. You can't pick and choose if you want to be an elite team. To be a professional, you have to be professional. Being professional in your job is not a choice. Well, it can be, but you get sacked. That's why Amorim is pissed, and that's why I loved that post-match interview from him. We need to see that taken forward against Arsenal, and I'll speak about that next. But one of the best things from the game itself was how good United's midfield was. All of them. And I'll speak about them individually. Now, Ugarte has been just slowly, game by game, growing in influence at United. What I saw against Liverpool did not surprise me in terms of how good he was off the ball. He's been a terrier. He was fantastic against Liverpool. What has surprised me in a pleasant way is how good he is on the ball. I knew he had some ability, but technically he's better than I think we were made out to expect. Like PSG were getting rid of him because he can't possibly pass it forward at all. Oh, we need João Neves because Ugarte can't do it. Well, that's just wrong. He was fantastic against Liverpool. Really set the tone, as did Kobbie Mainoo. Both of them as a partnership. We all knew it going into the season that Ugarte and Mainoo, on paper, was the best midfield partnership for United. And Mainoo is starting to look like Mainoo. He's been fatigued this season. He's not quite been there. But against Newcastle and against Liverpool, 2 back-to-back fantastic performances. But in my opinion, Bruno Fernandes was man of the match. And that might be slightly controversial, but I don't think it is. That was a leader's performance from him. calm in the right moments, aggressive in the right moments, sped the game up at the right moments. His decision-making was so much better in that Liverpool game. In a game where previously, Bruno, I think, would have got caught up by the occasion. So I'm hoping that's a performance which shows maybe a new level of maturity in Bruno. Because he does have to contain and control himself sometimes. And he did that against Liverpool and was fantastic as a consequence. It was probably his best performance, well, certainly this season, but as long as I can remember. Now, fourth on my list, and I'm truthful about this one as well. United deserved to win that game. We were one kick from Harry Maguire away from winning that game. Was Xerxes offside? Don't know. I'm telling myself that he was because it'll make myself feel better. But if you compare how United played away at Anfield this time compared to last year, we got the same result, sure. But no United fan would have been coming away from that 0-0. It's my first time at Anfield. I was dead upset that there was no threat against me. I wanted to feel like I was in enemy territory, but it was limp. Anyway, we deserved a win. I thought we were the better team. We went to the toughest ground against the top team in the country where no one gave us a chance, and we went toe-to-toe with Liverpool, and I think over the course of the 90 minutes deserved the win. And we went away to City and we got 3 points. In his first 11, 12 games, sure, there's been plenty of losses and lots to work on, but that's impressive from an Amorim team. But of course, the most important thing now is, can we take it forward into Arsenal? And history tells me no. History tells me this Manchester United team, these Manchester United players will default to character, will put in a great performance, will have it maybe even a purple patch, but then eventually slip into old habits. Now, it's up to Ruben Amorim as the manager and head coach, to make sure they don't do that. Make sure they're not allowed to do that. Now, he's not exactly hidden his feelings after this game. He's angry. He's mad that they can go and do that against Liverpool, but be so crap against Newcastle. So I very much doubt that he's going to allow them to slip into that mindset. But ultimately, the truth of the matter is that it's down to the players. They have to want to, and I said this in my live show this morning, these players must hate being shit as much as us fans do. It must be a lot easier being a footballer when your team is winning, when you're enjoying yourself on the pitch, rather than getting jeered and laughed at. Make it easier for yourself. It might be physically harder to do, but mentally it's a lot easier to cope with because you give yourself the opportunity. The fans are on your side. You get the results. Things start happening easier. Follow that through against Arsenal, and then we've got a decent set of fixtures on paper. We've got Rangers. I think we've got Fulham. We've got Brighton. We've got Crystal Palace coming up. We've got Steaua Bucharest. It's up to these players to show that they can do it every week because they've shown that they can do it against Liverpool. If you can do that away at Anfield, you can do that at any ground this season. That's what Amorim will now be saying to these players, and rightly so. But there's lots of positives to take from that Liverpool game. I enjoyed it.